Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. Nicholas Hoult has 3 films coming out this fall. Nosferatu and The Order come out in December, but before that he stars in Juror number 2, the latest from Clint Eastwood. It's now in theaters and will be streaming on Max December 20th, and I want to talk about it. This is Paul's trip to the movies. It should be an exciting time for Nicholas Hoult's character, Justin Kemp, as he's expecting his first baby with his wife, Allison, who's played by Zoe Deutsch. The road to fatherhood hasn't been easy, given the previous failed pregnancies and for the fact that Justin is a recovering alcoholic. He gets summoned for jury duty and becomes juror number 2, despite trying to use his wife's pregnancy as a way to get out of serving. Justin finds himself on a murder trial where the defendant, who's played by Gabriel Basso, has a domestic altercation with his girlfriend in a bar, and now he's being tried for her murder after she was found dead in the woods near the bar. Toni Collette plays Faith Killebrew, the lead prosecutor on the case, while Chris Messina plays the defense lawyer. As the opening arguments play out, Justin realizes that he was at the bar that night, and now his memory from that night may not be the whole truth as he remembers it. The ensemble also features Leslie Bibb as the jury forewoman and J.K. Simmons as another member of the jury. Juror number 2 is the latest from director Clint Eastwood, and really one of his best films in years. He's working off a screenplay by Jonathan Abrams, and it's that kind of old-fashioned morality story that Eastwood's really great at delivering. Now, he knows that we've seen a million courtroom dramas before, so the initial courtroom scenes with the witnesses, the testimony, and the evidence are essentially kept at a minimum. Now, he's the kind of director that is succinct, kind of doing minimal takes, so you can kind of feel that way in how he treats the actual trial portion of the story. Eastwood and Abrams seem more concerned, though, I think, with what happens behind closed doors. They're probing into the kind of moral ambiguity that rests within the jurors to make that decision, and the definition of what justice is after all is said and done. Abrams makes it clear up front that Hoult's character is more involved than he's letting on. Eastwood really wants the audience to sit in Justin's headspace. Justin's truth could change the outcome of the trial and his own life if he's really willing to risk everything that he has. Justin's background as an alcoholic comes with its own stigma, and the same can be said for the defendant who was an abuser. We see that it's easy for the jury to really sway their decision based on stereotypes than the facts that are actually presented during the trial. The story does come with some twists, but that's with the jury and their actions that pop up the longer the deliberations take on. You can see Jonathan Abrams kind of playing with that classic 12 Angry Men approach, while still, I think, trying to open up the story beyond just 12 jurors arguing for 2 hours. Clint Eastwood has a reliable cast on his hands who all know how to give service to their roles within this story. Nicholas Hoult gives a really earnest performance without ever swaying too far in one direction or another on what should happen with his character. He reunites with Toni Collette years after they start together in About a Boy, and she makes Faith a really compelling character as she's not only trying to win this case, but she's also running to be district attorney for the state. J.K. Simmons is steadfast and strong as a former police officer on the jury who knows that this case isn't what it seems. Juror number 2 has a really broad appeal for moviegoers. Courtroom dramas are good entertainment, and this takes a different angle by focusing in on the mindset of a juror. Eastwood gives his audience quite a bit to mull over as the story unfolds without ever forcing a decision on us. He really lets it sit, I think, in this gray space, which is, I think, far more accurate to real-life cases than the ones usually presented in movies and TV. I'm giving Juror number 2 4 out of 5 ticket stubs. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have some movie reviews, some celebrity interviews, and I would love to hear from you. Have you seen Juror number 2? What are your thoughts on the films of Clint Eastwood? Let me know in the comments. Follow me on social media at Paul's Movie Trip, and then go to my website, paulstriptomovies.com, for even more reviews. Thank you so much for watching my review of Juror number 2. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies.